as we will have the opportunity to learn new things throughout the different sessions, I want to take a moment to reflect on the idea and notion of innovation. According to an article written by Michael O'Brien on Wired.com, the word innovation has become the buzzword of the last decade. Innovation has become the top canned response of choice of executives worldwide to explain what they need to do in order to be successful. But as Michael O'Brien also explains, the generalization of the term innovation has led to a loss of understanding of what it is actually needed when we say more innovation. The word has been overused to the point that it has become a circular reference. So, despite the irony, we need to be innovative about our own use of the word innovation. And certainly never be afraid to push the envelope when it comes to be innovative and try new things. Keep in mind that failure is a prerequisite for great success. If you're not succeeding enough, that means that you're not failing enough. Fail fast, learn fast, improve fast. Remember, when it comes to innovation, there is not right or wrong strategy. To be an innovator, you need to think and act as one. So, what does innovation really mean after all? According to the Oxford Dictionary, innovation is defined as the introduction or discovery of new things, ideas, or ways of doing something. Pretty simple definition, but yet so hard to achieve. Throughout history, the notion and meaning of the word innovation has taken many different forms, and it has meant many different things to different civilizations. From the ability to control fire over 1 million years ago, to the discovery of agriculture and farming thousands of years ago, to the progress achieved during the Iron Age over 3,000 years ago, or the ability to start flying and breathing under the water less than 200 years ago. Innovation has been about survival. It has always been about overcoming and defying any physical boundaries that come up along the way. It has been about acceleration and disruption, to find an edge over your close competitors to win. It is about reaching your true potential regardless of the challenges and adversities from the surrounding conditions. Innovation has always been about the beauty of the human mind. Regardless of the field or industry that you're in, regardless of your role, your job, or your background, we all have the power to innovate all the time, any day, every day. Let's look at a real-life story about innovation. In the decade of the 1890s, the movie industry started gaining traction as the first version of the kinetoscope was manufactured. These machines would allow one person at a time to view moving pictures. By 1895, the Lumiere brothers were the first ones to present projected moving pictures to a paying audience in Paris, France. About 30 years later, a company called RCA invested millions of dollars in the development of electronic television. Some of the early shows that were transmitted were filmed by one single camera. In the 40s, the number of productions started increasing, as well as the number of television stations. In the decade of the 50s, there was no new invention entering homes faster than the black and white TV sets. In the late 1950s, the introduction of color TV accelerated the adoption and popularity of TV in the world, increasing the demand and supply of new content. The TV quickly became the most popular means of wide communication. People quickly started communicating different types of TV programs like news, documentaries, sport events, soap operas, etc. Despite of the increasing popularity of the TV, movie theaters remain as the only way to watch movies. People in general were very accustomed to the idea of leaving their homes to go to a theater to watch a movie. In the decade of 1970s, technology started making significant and faster progress. During this decade, magnetic tape-based cassettes were introduced to the market. Initially, a company called Betamax launched a proprietary format called Beta, which was heavily supported by companies such as Sony. Sony started launching a wide range of industrial Betamax products as well as consumer-based products for entertainment industry. A decade later, in 1985, Blockbuster, a provider of home movie and video games rental services, started operations in Dallas, Texas. For over a decade, Blockbuster operated and expanded globally with little to none real competition. By mid-90s, they owned over 9,000 video rental stores in the United States alone, employed over 84,000 people worldwide, and had 65 million registered customers. Around 1997, Blockbuster was valued in $3 billion, and it would make $800 million a year only with the late fees. In the same year, two other key things happened. First, a new format for stored media called DVD came out to the market. And second, a new company called Netflix started operations in the USA, hoping to improve the movie rental experience with a rent-by-mail service and no late fees. Initially, Netflix only received $2 million in venture capital funding during Series A round. By the year 2000, Blockbuster was valued in almost $6 billion. Netflix, on the other hand, needed more funding. Blockbuster declined an offer to purchase Netflix for $50 million. Netflix ended up raising $50 million with three backers. Over the next decade, things changed drastically. In 2002, Netflix went public, raising over $80 million. In 2003, they reached the first million subscribers. It took 4 years to Blockbuster to come up with a service that could compete against Netflix. In 2004, they started offering unlimited DVD rentals online. Netflix continued to be ahead of the game, though. And in 2007, it started streaming movies over computers, laptops, and game consoles. They also improved a lot the recommendation engine. The year 2010 became a pivotal year for them. On the technology side, smart TVs started becoming more popular and affordable. Also, 4G made streaming easier, and Netflix was able to start offering streaming services to their customers over mobile devices. They started producing their own content, and, oh yes, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy that year as well. It took Netflix a little over 10 years to defeat a $6 billion monopoly. Over the next 5 years, Netflix continued executing the same vision, continue expanding their presence globally, continue personalizing their offerings more, continue investing and improving their infrastructure, continue producing more content in different countries and languages. And they did all these things while aggressively acquiring existing content too. Netflix quickly evolved and started facing a new breed of competition in the industry. From Hollywood to media companies like HBO and NBC to movie theater companies around the world. In 2017, the year when Netflix subscribers equal all cable subscribers combined, a Netflix-produced documentary won an Oscar for the first time ever. The competition between all newcomers to the media production industry like Amazon and Apple and others became real and obvious. Today, Netflix is valued in $25 billion, more than 4 times the maximum value of their first competitor, Blockbuster. During the 2021 Oscars night, Netflix almost doubled its number of Oscars wins in their history. They continue to grow their customer base around the world quite rapidly. So, what can we make out of this story? Innovation can mean many different things at different times. Technology alone is not enough. Technology leverages innovation and vice versa. Innovation is human ingenuity on their unified vision of the future. Innovation does depend on your gut feeling as much as it depends on your business acumen and expertise. Innovation demands hard work. Innovation does require courage and confidence to pursue your dreams actively and aggressively. Humankind history has been determined largely by the ability of different civilizations to harness collective thinking skills and behavioral traits that result in their ability to discover, develop, and test new ideas and solutions that would then translate into positive changes in their lives. In the software industry, innovation certainly takes an even more exciting and intrepid meaning, with amazing technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, computer vision, and predictive analytics. Such technologies continue to evolve extremely fast, impacting greatly the way we do pretty much anything. As the World Economic Forum explains on its website, the fourth industrial revolution represents a fundamental change in the way we work, in the way we live, relate to one another, and learn. While we are still going through the fourth industrial revolution on a daily basis, its full magnitude is yet unknown. To consider that innovation can help someone save their life, live longer and healthier, and communicate with those who love are some of the easy to grasp concepts on how innovation has a profound impact in the way we live. With the current path of digitalization of several things, such as money, knowledge, banks, medical services, and several other things, innovation is clearly the main propeller of the fourth industrial revolution. Software development frameworks that embrace and promote innovation, such as the open source model, have become crucial to keep nurturing innovation in all industries at every level. As Gene Whitehurst, president at IBM, said, open source isn't about saving money. It's about doing more stuff and getting incremental innovation with the finite budget you have. The open source model enables joint innovation across the entire globe to take place in real time and brings together the best and brightest minds in the world to collaborate via joint activities. Open source opens many doors in terms of innovation and is part of the foundation of open innovation. But what is open innovation and why is it important? As Henry Chesborough, author of the book Open Innovation and professor at UC Berkeley, explains in a Forbes article, open innovation is a paradigm that assumes that firms can and should use external ideas as well as internal ideas. Leverage internal and external paths to market. Open innovation combines internal and external ideas into architectures and systems with requirements that are defined by a business model. In other words, think of open innovation as the antithesis of traditional vertical integration in corporate R&D. There are typically two facets in open innovation. First, the outside in, where external ideas and technologies are brought into the firm, and then the inside out, where underutilized ideas and technologies in the firm are allowed to go outside to be incorporated into others' innovation processes. Open innovation can be a game changer for your organization and your industry. For example, in 2014, General Electric launched an open innovation co-creating space called First Build. That is a microfactory that aims to make product development more agile and trendy. Think of it as a playground for adults where your ideas for innovative home appliances can come to life. This model has been successfully implemented by many other companies, such as Samsung and Lego, creating new profitable products and lines of business for themselves. It is extremely hard to predict exactly what the years ahead of us will look like, but a big wave of new breed of applications is around the corner. Think supercharged humans with humanized computers. Different experts have different explanations and theories of what the fifth industrial revolution will mean and bring to the world. However, most of them agree that it would be mainly about taking the fourth industrial revolution one step further. A deep, multi-level cooperation between people and machines is imminent. Consciousness, inclusivity, purpose, and human touch will be more important than ever. As Tony Joseph explains in his article on Fingent, the way we work will continue to change drastically and quickly. Higher automation and virtual work capabilities will open new opportunities for further innovation. The fifth industrial revolution will create a new socioeconomic era, but human innovation will continue to be a major propeller for change. So, regardless how overused the buzzword innovation may be, the truth is that innovation will continue to be the focal point, the cornerstone, and the determinant factor of our lives, our future and our world's future. Human ingenuity will always be behind it all. Much progress has been made, but much work still needs to be done, which means that innovation has a long way to go. From sustainable growth to cure of daily and complex diseases, to better distribution of wealth by empowerment of marginalized communities, to new ways to clean water and reusable energy, the list of areas where more innovation is needed goes on and on. As technologies, we all have the great opportunity to leverage technology to propel innovation to the next level and make a difference regardless of the field or industry that we're in. Regardless of our role, our job, our background, we all have the power to innovate all the time.